Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking another look at the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Exotic Peacock set. This is set number 31157. It has 355 pieces and I paid $20 for this set. I've already done a video looking at the main model here, this Exotic Peacock build, which I really enjoyed, but because this is Creator 3-in-1, I'm going to be making some other videos looking at the other models. So in this video I'm going to be looking at the alternate model for the Dragonfly here, and then in another video I'll be looking at the butterflies. So kind of excited about these. The one I'm least excited about is probably the Dragonfly, but the butterfly looks kind of interesting, and I really liked the Peacock, so excited to get into this. So in this video, I'm going to take apart the main model, and then I'm going to put together the Dragonfly alternate build and share my thoughts on it. So while I disassemble this and while I build this, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the disassembly for the main model of this exotic parrot Lego Creator 3-in Peacock of this Creator 3-in-1, and while I build the alternate model for the Dragonfly for this Lego Creator 3-in-1 Exotic Peacock set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate all the help. Maybe consider subscribing if you're interested. It means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And then I wanted to talk about the build. So we're finishing up taking all of this apart, and I tried to make sure I kind of sorted things so I could know what colors were where, so I don't mix up some of those light translucent colors for those little tiles. We start off here building a base, and I wasn't sure if this was supposed to be a flower or a lily pad or just some decorative base or something, but then after that we move on to the body, and we can add the legs and the eyes. We move on to the tail, which has some hinges and joints, and then we move on to the wings, which are a lot of 1x1 tiles on there with just a little bit extra going on. Now to the other pair of wings, and that's it. So now on to my review for the alternate model for this set. Okay, so here we have the alternate build for the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Exotic Peacock set. This is the Dragonfly model. This is maybe the one that uses the fewest pieces, although I'm not sure. And this is better than I expected it to be. I actually did not anticipate liking this as much as I did. Maybe I like building Lego bugs as well as I do birds. I did like the insect collection a lot, but this is a little different. It's not nearly as advanced. It's a little different scale, maybe a little more cartoony, but overall it's pretty good. The first thing we'll get into, we can see all the pieces that were in the main model but not in this alternate model. So a good amount of these big wing plates, we only use 4 of them. We don't use nearly all of the leaf pieces of the various colors. The gold ones are over here, the green and other green are over here. There's several of those that we didn't use. These big kind of round corner slope pieces, we didn't use any of. These big arch pieces, there's really no Technic in this. There's a little bit of Technic in the main build, so none of that in here. So these are all the pieces. I can't remember how Lego does this, like on the box and the instructions, how they say like what's the A, or the B model or the C model. There's the main model and there's the 2 alternates, and this is the one I did because on the instructions website, like, this was 2 out of 3, and then the butterfly is 3 out of 3. So that's the order I went in. But this is pretty interesting. Besides all the pieces we didn't use, there's a few other ones. Like, would have loved to have made use of this, the kind of satin translucent fern piece there. And we can take a look at this. The first thing you build is this kind of lily pad like thing. I'm assuming that's what it's supposed to be. It's kind of the base display thing for this dragonfly, and it's okay. It's interesting to put together. So you start by putting, these 2x4 plates. You put one down, put two down, going, perpendicular to those. Then you add these 3 square 2x2 plates. Do the same thing on the other side. Add a couple plates there. So it's kind of like cascading out while in a couple different directions, which I actually thought was really unique. It is pretty stable, but there is something kind of interesting here. You do put one leaf stud on these kind of light blue pieces here on the edge, and then you put this kind of rounded plate on them, and that is only really attached to like the 4 studs here and then the one there, so there's nothing underneath the other side. Then in the center we do some different stuff. I like how we connected all of these Nexonite shields, put the 1x1s in the green in the center, and then another kind of batch of leaves in the middle there, so that looks pretty nice. It's not terribly thick. Then we just have this round jumper in the middle which can hold onto the dragonfly, and then the rest of the build is this dragonfly. So you start by building the body, which is pretty small. It's uses just a couple brackets on the bottom to get the studs on the side, which are for the legs here, which are kind of comical looking. They're only attached with 1 stud, so they can be moved a little bit, but the legs are the same on either side there. And then we have a nice slope up here. We have 2 ball joints, the receiving end at the back of the dragonfly body, and then we have 4 of the ball joints on the other end, on the body going out the side. Looking at the face, this is pretty cool. We use some brackets, some studs on the side stuff, add some studs on the side bricks, a bunch of cheese wedges kind of for the face, and the eyes are really, really good. So I like that a lot. There's no antenna or like mouth thing or anything like that. Then you build, after the body, you build the tail. So we start kind of with a similar kind of mirrored version of this slope with these studs underneath it, and then we have the ball joints, the mixel joints, add some clip pieces here. Then we build this middle section. We clip that on so we can kind of move that around. Then we use one of these ratchet joints here on its side to move that around. Thankfully, we do use the grass piece in that nice color for the tip of the tail. So this tail can actually kind of go up like a scorpion tail, or can be kind of put in different configurations. From what I know of dragonflies, they're probably it's probably best something almost straight, but maybe not quite. And so you can kind of get that to make it look as organic and realistic as it can given the model. And then the next thing that you build are the wings. So the wings that are like diagonal and opposite sides are the same, and same over here. So these are super simple, but they look pretty great. They each use just one of the wing plates there. You do put like the light reddish pinkish kind of translucent tiles on the ends of the wings, on both ends, and then you fill in the center with probably 10 of the like light blue translucent there. And again, on the camera it's easier for me to tell the difference between, but at other times when I was building the main model, I really had a tough time telling the difference between those. So we can see those are all attached with the mixel joints. I believe, the way that dragonflies fly is actually pretty interesting. And I think, one of the things that I'm excited to look at is the ornithopter from the Dune set, which kind of has dragonfly-like wings. And I know, scientists and engineers and people have been looking at dragonflies and other insects to kind of study the flexible wing flying structure and what that allows for them. And I didn't know exactly how Dragonfly's wings operated, but it seems like they follow closely to each other. So I can't remember now which set of wings goes up or down first, but if this were to fly, like maybe the front wing, or yeah, I don't know, maybe the front wings would go up and the back wings would follow just behind it, and the front wings would go down and the back wings would follow pretty quickly behind it. So at some points it seems like the wings are almost in sync, but they're not quite, and we can kind of get this together, but it does appear that like the front wings operate similar to each other or at the same time as the other one, and then the back wings do as well. So you can kind of get this into a configuration that seems to emulate that, which is nice. Theoretically, you could also, have this be not as realistic and just have them always in line, or have them alternating in different ways, which aren't totally real. Like, this wouldn't be how the dragonflies fly as I understand it, but with the Lego set you can kind of do whatever you want, whatever you think looks good, so that's okay. And that's pretty much everything that's here. So the way that this attaches to the base is we have that jumper there, and we can attach it just to one of the studs, or like one of the openings, one of the holes of this plate on the bottom. I think the middle one is probably the best, and it doesn't stay on there like super easily, but it so you can like swivel it around a little bit and place it at different orientations, and it's sturdy enough. If this were to sit down, it's very easy to pick it up and detach it, but it's not like a super stable connection point. So that's that, but it looks pretty good on there. I think I like how the body kind of or the tail extends out, and maybe this is like a flower, or maybe this isn't supposed to be a lily pad or something like that. Maybe it's just some other thing, and it's kind of a neat little display piece. And again, yeah, this is similar to some of the stuff in the insect collection, just maybe not as advanced and not as intricate. And but overall, like, the size is maybe similar. Those did have like more substantial base kind of constructions. This is a little more basic, and it works totally fine. This is something interesting because I guess I didn't talk about it with the Peacock, but is it display? Is it play? Could be both. These brick-built animals are versatile. This one, same thing. It seems like it does have an element to it that is more display focused because it has the base or the stand there, but this could totally be flown around and everything else, and can interact with other brick built animals in a way. So I do like that. It doesn't use that many pieces. It makes okay use of some of them. It uses like most of the mixel joints or ball joints that were in the main model. Maybe not 100% of them, or maybe 100% of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it uses all of those. It doesn't use all the ratchet ones. There's just one not used. There's, like I said, a few other bigger pieces that weren't used in here. A lot of these plates, any of the Technic. It doesn't use very many of the leaves. Like, you get like 40 of these and 8 of these and 8 of the gold ones, and it only used 8 of the kind of light green leaves there. It does use all of the 1x1 translucent tiles, which is, I guess, something, but that's the majority of it. Overall, yeah, I was not excited about this. I thought it seemed a little bit basic and not terribly interesting, but now that I've built it, I think it looks pretty good, and it was a fine build. Not terribly difficult, came together pretty quick, and actually the disassembly of the Peacock really kind of took longer probably than it did to build this, but I'm totally fine with this, so that's good. As far as value for the money, I thought the Peacock was really good. 355 pieces for $20. For this alternate model, obviously a lot of these pieces are not being used in this model, but I do consider this to be a pretty good value set, like a lot of other Creator 3-in-1s. I think the main model is really, really strong. This isn't as strong to me personally, but I could definitely see people like leaving this the way it is and having all of these other parts, especially like the leaf parts, these being wing pieces, to use in other models or mocks or anything else. So I do appreciate that, and so I think the value here is pretty good, and I'm excited. I have one more model to look at for this set that I'm excited to look at here. So, you know, the extra pieces I've kind of already covered at the beginning. These ones over here are all the tiny pieces that are the extra pieces from the main model, and then the rest of this stuff is all stuff used in this model. Value-wise, for alternate builds, it's always kind of interesting to think about, but this just adds to the value of the overall set to me. It's not the strongest alternate model, but it's pretty good, and Lego Dragonfly's kind of cool here, so I'm pretty pleased with this. I think it gets a lot of things right, and that's good. So that's it. I like it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including looking at the next alternate model for this set, which will be this butterfly model, and then tons of other Lego videos from all different sets, all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming Lego videos. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so I appreciate all the help. We've crossed the 900 subscriber thing, or like milestone, so on to the next one. I really, really appreciate it. And if you want to support this channel in a different way, you can do that here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. And I still have the Patreon. It's in the video description. It's on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. So maybe consider checking those things out. It means a lot to me, and it is appreciated, so thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.